Hello, my name is Kane from the Student Involvement Office. We would like to talk to you about how to create an inclusive environment for all. This presentation will also have some great tips for your organization about how to recruit and retain members. So, starting out, how are you inviting? When inviting students to join your organization, one key thing to always think about is who will get the most out of the experience. If your invitation is too broad, such as inviting all majors or all years of school, rather than those that benefit the most from your mission, the chance of all those new members committing to the group is highly unlikely. There is a difference between excluding people intentionally and targeting potential members that have the most to gain from membership. While being inclusive to everyone and everything is a great thing to do, it is important to be sure not to ignore the diversity and differences amongst people. By accepting everyone and everything, you may not be fully acknowledging certain aspects of people that are the strongest characteristics of them. Finally, the Student Involvement Office can help with training or development opportunities to understand recruitment and retention techniques. The Pride Center and LGBT peer educators can come to your meeting in order to discuss gender identity and how to create a safe space. The Warhawk Connection Center can do the same for issues of diversity. The Center for Students with Disabilities can make suggestions for working with individuals with any need for accommodations.
Hello, my name is Ayana from the Warhawk Connection Center. How to keep your members invested. Assign the role of outreach. One way to focus your recruitment plans is to have an outreach coordinator. Whitewater has thousands of full-time students attending each year. It's not feasible to reach out to all of them. However, a model that is usually successful is assigning the role dedicated to contacting as many students as possible in a manner that is attention-grabbing and stands out from all the other things happening on campus every day. That person's role could also include making sure your general membership knows not just how to join, but why. Set goals for membership. Set an attainable membership goal for your org to reach by a certain semester, week, or year. It is proven that having clear written goals makes it more likely to actually achieve them. Remember that this doesn't just happen overnight, and retention is just as important as getting them to the first meeting. Know what your members gain from membership. Don't assume, ask. You may have an opinion of what your members gain from being involved in your org, but as times changes, people are looking for different things. Instead of assuming they feel the same way about your org as you do, you should ask them what they gain from being in your organization. It is simply to fill out some requirements, or do they truly value the meetings you have each week? What they say is valuable and could even change your mission as an organization, or at least how you share that mission with potential members. Know what your group's activities and intentions are for the year and beyond. Students won't be as invested in your organization if it really isn't heading in a direction. Make sure everyone knows what your org is trying to accomplish during the year, the plan to accomplish it, and how different stages of the plan will be accomplished. People want to make an impact on campus, and an organization is a great avenue to do that if they are properly directed. Think about your language. If you are a leader in an organization, say you're on the executive board or some committee, there's a good chance you'll be speaking to several people at once or to a large group. There are two very key things to remember while you're communicating. Number one, try not to use acronyms right away without explaining what they mean. Not everyone, especially the new members, will know what CLD, WCC, or AMA all mean. Nobody wants to be confused during a meeting and feel like they're the only one not following along and be afraid to ask a stupid question. Number two, be inclusive with your word choice. Be sure to use gender-neutral terms. Instead of saying, "Hey guys," say, "Hey everyone," or only refer to someone as he or she if you are sure that that's what they prefer. Never assume what someone prefers. If you don't know what pronouns they prefer, try using they or them. This will ensure you are being inclusive to how everyone identifies. This is a simple language change that could immediately open membership, leadership opportunities, and more to all interested students.
Hi, my name is Bernice, and I'm an intern at the Warhawk Connection Center. Next, we'll talk about how do you keep members coming back after the first meeting. First, have a welcome committee or person. Going to a new org by yourself is a big, often nerve-wracking step for some people. Nobody wants to go to a new group and feel like the organization is ignoring their presence. A great way to help people feel they are welcome to an organization would be having a committee of people or a single person stand by the door of every meeting and welcome returners as well as newcomers. If it is a new person coming to a meeting, make sure the welcome committee talks to them for a bit and introduces them to returning members. Next, officers and members should mingle pre-meeting. The officers/executive board are not better than the general members and should be prepared to run the meeting more than 10 minutes before the meeting starts. One of the most common ways people don't feel included is when officers act as a clique and only talk amongst themselves. Before every meeting, the officers should be mingling with members in order to establish they are all part of the same group. An organization working together has more success than segregated groups. Next, we will be talking about creating and sharing an agenda. By having an agenda available for everyone at the meetings, it serves 3 important purposes. The first one, it establishes what the group would like to accomplish during the meeting. Remember the goal thing. 2, it gives members as well as officers something to look back on when trying to remember what was accomplished. 3, it helps all members feel like they are all included in what the org is accomplishing. This is a good example of what an agenda will typically look like. Consider using the agenda as an educational and calendar tool. Are there deadlines approaching? List them. Are there acronyms everyone is using? Spell them out on the agenda. These are all simple ways to keep the new members in the loop and all members up to date.
My name is Marco. I am a junior here at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Next thing to consider is handing out a welcome packet to all members, new and old, containing information members can reference to help them feel more included. Some things you can include in this packet are the following. Constitution. All orgs registered through Career Leadership and Development are required to have an updated constitution. A constitution for an org contains a set of guidelines/rules for the org to ensure it behaves fairly to everyone and explains their mission. A calendar. This would contain dates during the year so members could plan ahead of time to attend. Meet the leadership section. The leadership of an organization are the ones who typically run the meetings and do most of the talking. As mentioned before, it is important to make sure members do not feel as if there is a power difference between leadership and members. By having a Meet the Leadership page on an org can help put members at ease that they are able to approach the leadership since they know more about them personally and can see them as a friend. Acronyms and verbiage. By listing out common wordage or acronyms used in certain organizations, people will better be able to understand what the meetings are about. Swag. You can also hand out cool promotional stuff for your orgs to use for advertisements to new members. Here's some other ideas for retaining members after the first meeting. Avoid inside jokes/stories. While returners may have some funny stories or jokes from last year, it makes people feel excluded when they don't understand what people are talking about. It's not fun being the only one who doesn't know why everyone is laughing. Partner returner with newbie to navigate meeting. It is usually very effective to have a sort of mentor session in meetings. Instead of hoping new members will figure out how things work during meetings, remove all doubt and have a veteran member help educate the new member. The faster members catch on what's going on, the faster they can help push the organization forward. You never know which new member will be leadership someday. Just a fair warning, it's very important to make sure the information the veteran members are giving the new ones is not how to be lazy in the org or things you don't have to pay attention to, or worse, gossip about members/leadership. Get them involved in something right away, attending an event, joining a committee, sharing opinions, etc. Again, new members won't always have the courage to volunteer for things they don't understand yet. Finally, we'll talk about creating a truly inclusive environment. The real costs of participating. If everything has a cost associated with it, membership, socials, field trips, etc., does that leave people out? How can your organization reach its mission while considering those with less financial resources? It often helps to sit down and calculate how much it might cost to be involved in everything your org does for a year. Not everyone can afford to go to conferences or travel everywhere. There are plenty of ways for an organization to be successful without paying for every event. People appreciate raising money as a group and going as a group. Often orgs will ask members to help fundraise for something and use that money to benefit the members that fundraise. Money is a difficult but real issue for many college students. Thinking about the financial limitations of your members will make them feel valued in your organization. Last but not least, accessibility. Physical space, where you meet, accessible to those in wheelchairs, is volume acceptable. Activities. In relation to ability, can everyone go on your planned trip? Are your icebreakers adaptable for those in chairs or with other disabilities? How much pressure is there to participate? Some individuals have social anxiety and may be uncomfortable speaking in front of others. Also consider that members may have less visible disabilities like color blindness. There are campus tools to help you solve these issues. Assistance through ADA Fund, plan for variances or backup icebreakers, don't print on red or green paper, provide access to documents electronically, encourage accommodation requests, avoid language that could offend, retarded, crazy, psycho, etc.
We thank you for watching this uCast. Simply showing that you care about your members is the first step to success. For help with this or other student organization issues, you can go to Connect UWW and search uCast for more great organizational content. You can also stop by the Student Involvement Office located in UC 127 Monday through Thursday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or on Fridays from noon to 4 o'clock p.m. Or you can email us at involvement@uww.edu. Thanks.